All right, it's good to come your way once again. I'm very excited to be here. I'm happy and I'm very grateful for your feedbacks and all your suggestions about the platform and what we are trying to create together. All right, so last week or last episode, we started talking about why Bitcoin was created and talk about the history and all of that, what led to the advent of Bitcoin. And today we're going to be trying to understand the Bitcoin white paper itself. What are the contents of the Bitcoin white paper? What are the things that are involved there? On October 31st, 2008, an anonymous person or group using the name Satoshi Nakamoto published a 9-page document titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. The white paper proposed a solution to a fundamental problem. And what's the problem? The problem was that how can we transfer value online without needing to trust banks, government, or any central authority? How do we do that? How can we do that? So, what's the main goal of the white paper? Is to create a decentralized digital currency that allow anyone to send value directly to anyone else, securely, transparently, and without intermediary, no third party. So, what are the 6 core ideas in Bitcoin white paper? Number 1 is peer-to-peer electronic cash. Allow online payment to be sent directly from one person to another without going through a financial institution. So, I can send money to you without going through middle system, like I used to call it, without going through any middleman. Nobody need to verify it, and it has to be secured. It has to be trustworthy. So the second core value or core idea of Bitcoin white paper is no trusted third party. We are removing third party completely. It's going to be using cryptography and a distributed network to eliminate the need for trust banks, payment processor, or central authority. So the system is going to rely on cryptography rather than third party. So the cryptography will help us to distribute, to verify, and to make sure that the system is secured. Now, the third core idea is that it's going to be sitting on blockchain technology. A public ledger called blockchain record all transactions. It is transparent, immutable, and maintained by a network participant. So nobody can change anything. And blockchain is a technology that is grouped into different blocks. So once a block or a transaction has been completed, that block is called a block. That one is also related and connected to the next one. It's also the previous one is connected to the one that come before it. So all of them are in a chain. That's why you call it blockchain, chain of blocks. So you cannot tamper with anything without going back to tamper with everything that has been on that blockchain. So that makes it very difficult for anybody to tamper with anything on the blockchain. It has what we call proof of work consensus. So miners solve complex mathematical puzzles to validate transactions and secure the network. So miners are the ones that are now solving those small puzzles, and that's what you now call proof of work. So the proof of work is what now make whatever you have done to be added to the blockchain. Then it's the incentive mechanism. Then miners are rewarded with newly created Bitcoin and transaction fee, making the system self-sustaining. So people that mined it then, they were now rewarded with little Bitcoin, and those were more like their own benefits of being part of the system. Then the 6th core idea is the limited supply. Bitcoin supply is capped at 21 million coin, creating scarcity and protecting value from unlimited inflation. Yes, so the supply of Bitcoin that time was limited to 21 million coin. So why the white paper was revolutionary? Can we talk about that in 1 minute? It solved the double spending problem without certain central authority. It combined cryptography, economics, and computer science. It introduced a system that is open source and anyone can verify it online. It laid the foundation for decentralized finance and Web 3. So that brings us to the end of this episode. I'm very excited about what is happening in the space already. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for your advice on how to make this a better presentation, how to make this a better education platform. I'm very grateful. Please, like I always say, take action. Take action, position yourself in the next wealth transfer that is going to be happening, especially in blockchain. Until I come your way next time, stay blessed.